welcome everyone. I'm sorry for the short notice. My name is Gregory W. Rushin, R-U-S-H-I-N. I'd like to introduce to my left, to your right, Lieutenant Mark Wall with the Lubbock Metropolitan Special Crimes Unit. We call it Metro. Let me get right down to business though. On Wednesday, October 4th, 2023, the Lubbock Police Department became aware of criminal allegations against a member of our department, Deputy Chief Leith McClure. Administrative and criminal investigations were immediately opened, and Deputy Chief McClure was placed on administrative leave. After a thorough investigation by the Lubbock Metropolitan Special Crimes Unit, probable cause was developed to obtain a warrant for Deputy Chief McClure. At 2:14 p.m. today, Deputy Chief McClure was arrested by members of the Lubbock Police Department without incident and booked into the Lubbock County Detention Center on the following charges: 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, second-degree felony, and 1 count of continuous violence against the family, third-degree felony. This is an ongoing criminal investigation while the Office of Professional Standards continues their administrative investigation, and Deputy Chief McClure remains on administrative leave. I'm going to invite Lieutenant Mark Wall to the podium to tell you about his unit. He is the supervisor, and they work this case.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chief Rushin. My name is Lieutenant Mark Wall. I'm the commander over the Metropolitan Special Crimes Unit. Just to give you a little context and insight into what my unit does, in December of 2018, at the direction of then Chief Greg Stevens, in conjunction with Sheriff Kelly Rowe, the Metropolitan Special Crimes Unit was created. We were created for specific reasons. We are a separate, autonomous investigative unit. It's completely separate from both agencies, the Sheriff's Department and the Lubbock Police Department. We are charged with specific investigations. I'll run down the list of investigations that we are charged with. We investigate homicides, suspicious deaths, child deaths, suicides, accidental deaths, and cold cases. All of those, with the exception of homicides, that covers all of Lubbock County. The other investigations are referred to us through the specific agencies that we are part of. We also investigate officer-involved shootings as well as in-custody deaths. The last category of investigations that we're involved with are categorized as crimes of special circumstance. And that's where something like this that we're speaking with you about today would fall into. It's a crime of special circumstance, specifically criminal charges against a sworn police officer. We take those investigations extremely seriously. We understand what our responsibility is in those investigations, and we will follow those investigations wherever they lead us. One of the reasons that we have the ability to investigate those in the way that we do, in the way that they should be investigated, is because of the autonomous nature of our investigative unit. And we could not do that without the support of the command staff and the administrations of each individual agency. So I just want to take a minute to thank Chief Rushing, Sheriff Kelly Rowe for the resources that they provide to our unit. But I also want to take a minute and have you understand there have been a significant amount of investigative man-hours applied to this investigation. The investigators assigned to this unit, as well as the forensic investigators, have done an incredible amount of work to get to this point. So again, this process began on October 4th when the criminal complaint was referred to the Metropolitan Special Crimes Unit. We worked very swiftly due to the serious nature of the allegations, and it culminated in today's charging decision with an arrest warrant for Deputy Chief Leith McClure. I need you to understand that's a continuous process. This is an ongoing investigation. There's an adjudication process that has to take place, and so we would just ask that you understand that this is a continual investigation and a continual process, and we're still working.
The Lubbock County Sheriff's deputies that serve on this Metro unit, they do an incredible job. We're very proud of them. We're proud of their work in this case. We are going to have some question and answers here, but he also mentioned this is ongoing. And being an ongoing investigation, it would be improper if we answered questions about that particular investigation. We have to make sure that we watch the integrity of the investigation throughout it. So we're going to take some questions, but not about the investigation, and this includes victim information as well we're not going to talk about. So with that, if there's any clarifications or questions you have, we'll take those.
Chief, anytime that a department has a bad actor, the public raises their eyebrow and is concerned about, can we trust our department? What would you say to our citizens who may have some concerns?
Well, you know, I came from Plano. I was chief 18 years there, 43 years in law enforcement. And of course, I've seen this at different departments, including my department in Plano. You know, sometimes people fall and things happen. It's a really sad day when a law enforcement officer gets arrested, and that's not very often, though. Never forget about all the officers out there every day that are serving honorably, that make a lot of sacrifices for the community. They would lay down their lives for the community. I mean, we're still the same department. So when something like this happens, it's a sad day, but it does happen. It happens, you know, sometimes at departments across the country, unfortunately.
Chief, can you tell us how long Clerk was with the department?
I'm sorry?
How long he's been with the department?
Let's see. He was hired on February 14th of 2005. So you can do the arithmetic on that. Thank you.
Can you tell us what the weapon was that was used in the assault?
No, we can't. That's part of the investigation. I'm so sorry.
If this is a part of the investigation, understandable, but did he admit to anything relating to the charges?
Well, we can't talk about any admissions if there were any, so I'm sorry, that's part of the investigation as well.
Obviously, as you said, there's a lot that you can't discuss, but through your investigation, have you determined that there could potentially be additional victims that need to reach out to the department?
This is not probably the time for us to ask for the help of the community. I think we've got this well in hand at this particular time, and we do that whenever we do need help. And let me tell you, the media is great for us because we want to talk to the community, and you're the means in doing that. So thank you for being here today. But at this point in time, I think we're good on the investigation, and we will reach out anytime we ever do need in the future. You can be assured of that, not just in this case, but in all cases.
I do have a question for Mark.
Sure.
Answering.
Yes, sir.
Oftentimes, whenever there's an investigation, in an internal investigation that could face criminal charges, the Texas Rangers usually call. Can you kind of explain why the Rangers were not needed in this situation?
So I just want to reiterate, again, we are a separate autonomous investigative unit, completely separated from both agencies. We are housed in a separate office. We have the ability to conduct investigations as we see fit. Sometimes Rangers are brought in because they can provide services that we may need access to, and they're brought in kind of jointly on an investigation. And sometimes they're asked to review investigations kind of separately from just more for like transparency purposes. I can give you complete confidence this investigation is being handled the right way, in the right timing, the right processes are in place, and again, due to the autonomy that we have as far as the Metropolitan Unit, Special Crimes Unit is concerned, this investigation is being handled that way.
We can do one more question.
Let me first add to that. Let me make it very clear, when it comes to going outside agencies to do an investigation internally, that's going to be the chief's call. And I made that call, and I've done this job for many years, and I have great faith in this department and their investigative prowess, and particularly this unit who does this. And as he said, it's not just Lubbock PD, it's also outside PDs. And of course, we always have the district attorney's office too to look over the cases too. So I have great faith it was my decision. I've used the Rangers before when I was in Plano. Most of the times we did our own investigations. It just depends on the circumstances of the case. I think looking at this case, I think they've done an incredible job so far at the investigation, and there's a lot more to go. But I have nothing but confidence in the people of the Lubbock Police Department.
So if anybody has anything else, if not, you can always submit follow-up questions to our office, the Public Information Unit.
Well, my last question would be, will McClure remain on administrative leave until the due process has been fully reached to a conclusion?
Well, we're under the Texas Government Code, Section 143, Civil Service Laws, and 143.056 says that once a person that's been arrested is indicted for a felony, they can be taken off the payroll. But we haven't reached that point yet, and when that does happen, if it does, then I will make that decision at that time. But yes, they would remain on that. They certainly would not be coming back to work anytime soon, so they would be on administrative leave until this is all resolved.
Can other arrests within the department be anticipated in relation to this investigation?
We can't speak to that right now.
Yeah.
Was there any indication of any prior trouble with Florida before this happened?
Well, you realize I've been here for just a few weeks, and to my knowledge, no.
But if you were
He was a deputy chief, and obviously he's rose to that level, and that takes some bit of performance and ability to get to that level. That's a high level in the organization.
If anybody else has other questions, you'll just submit it to our office, please.
Thank you all very much for coming. We do appreciate it. Have a good day. Take care.